If you've been struggling with ideas about what the name of your Shopify store should be, well, this is the video for you. By the end of this video, you'll have some solid steps you can take to help you figure out what the name of your Shopify store should be. But the first thing you want to do before you think about the name of your Shopify store is to think about what niche or industry you want your Shopify store to be in. It's a lot easier to come up with a name for your Shopify store if you know exactly who you're trying to sell to. I'd imagine you probably already have an idea of what kind of products you want to sell and what industry your store should be in, but if you don't, this is definitely the first thing you want to think about. A great Shopify store name or business name in general is something that's easy to remember and tells the customer exactly what you do or what you sell. For example, let's take a look at this Shopify store in the health and beauty industry. The store is called Revision Skincare, and I'd imagine this is a pretty easy name for their customers to remember. Remember, a good rule of thumb for picking a name is to pick something that is simple, easy to remember and spell, and very clear on what it is you do. Now I know it's a competitive landscape out there, and it might not be the easiest thing in the world to find a name that fits all three criteria. But at the very least, your name should be something simple and easy to spell so customers can look it up easily later. Okay, now that you understand that, there are two tools that I recommend for you to figure out what your Shopify store's name should be. And those two tools are ChatGPT and the Shopify Business Name Generator. So when trying this out myself, I decided to try to think of a Shopify store name in the fishing niche with the goal of targeting people who are new to fishing. I went to ChatGPT and put this in the prompt. I'm trying to create a great name for a Shopify store in the fishing niche. I want you to come up with 10 creative names for a Shopify store in the fishing niche that includes the word fishing in the name. And just like that, it gave me a few different name ideas to choose from. Pause the video and try it yourself. And once you have the name, press play to move on to the next part, where we put the name idea into the Shopify Business Name Generator. Okay, so here we are on the inside of the Shopify Business Name Generator right here. So if you scroll down, they have a bunch of helpful content to help you figure out what the right name is for you. But hopefully you found a name you like inside of the ChatGPT prompt that we just did. And the name that I found that I liked was Lure Masters Fishing. I like this name because it reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to watch Pokemon, and the main character, Ash Ketchum, wanted to be a Pokemon master. So I'm going to be a fishing master. You know what I mean. Either way, Lure Masters Fishing. So I'm going to generate some names. I'm going to go with the first one, Lure Masters Fishing. And then they ask me some questions to qualify me. They ask you which one describes you, you're just starting. They ask you where you want to sell. Obviously, you pick online store unless you plan to have a physical store as well, or you have an existing website or some kind of different strategy to move your products. They ask you, what do you plan to sell? So for me, the option I'm going to go with is drop shipping products because fishing is actually a drop shipping niche. But there are some other options here as well. And then afterwards, they ask you where your business will be located. And then they ask you to set up a Shopify ID. Now, I'm not going to finish this process because I already have a bunch of stuff set up for Shopify. But in your situation, when you finish it, they'll give you a domain as well as a name for your Shopify store, and then you're off to the races. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it helpful, please check out this next video about how to pick the perfect Shopify business idea. Every good Shopify store name is a great idea behind it. So I hope to see you in there.